Hi, I'm Greg Eifler. I'm your EdTech coach for the Northwest region this year, and I wanted to put together a quick tutorial on how to set up your elementary grade level ICAP Google Classrooms this year. So I'm going to type in the URL. So ccs.aurorak12.org takes me to the College and Career Success Department. For educators, I'm going to go down to Elementary ICAP, and this is where your resources live for creating or finding the handouts and the survey for your ICAP lesson plans. You do need to go into Google Classroom first. And so in Google Classroom, I'm going to hit the plus sign here and create a class. Let's do 4th grade. So I'm going to type in something along the lines of ICAP lessons 4th grade. It's a good naming convention to use the year, even your own name. The more detail, the better here as far as names and dates and what you're doing, so you can easily find what you're looking for and archive what you don't need at the end of the year. Any of the section, subject, and room information I can fill out later, so I'm just going to hit create. Okay, so Google has finally created the class for me. I'm going to hit classwork. This is where you create your assignments. I'm going to give you suggestions on how you should organize this just so students can easily see what they need to see and know what is important to fill out. So before we do this, I'm going to go back to my resource page on the website. I'm going to hit 4th grade. This process is good for 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade as far as the setup for the lessons. This is your fleshed out ICAP lesson plan. And if I go down to assessment, it gives me all the links I need to transfer over to Google Classroom. So I'm going to look at these handouts. So the Perseverance Narrative handout number 1, the Goal Setting Contract, Goal Monitoring Sheet, and then this form here is essential for students to fill out for them to be tracked by the district. So I'm going to click on the link. So I've opened the handout in Google, but I don't want to leave it like this. I want to make a copy. So that copy is now owned by me, or if you're doing it, obviously it would be owned by you in your drive. You wouldn't be taking the actual handout as given to you. I'm going to do the same thing for goal setting. I'm going to File and make a copy. Excellent. And then lastly, I'm going to do the 3rd handout. Go to File, make a copy. Excellent. So if we do all this in sequence, Google knows that you have recently touched all these documents, and they'll be easier to find when you're trying to insert them into Google Classroom. So I'm going to go back to my Google Classroom, and I'm going to create an assignment. And it's giving me all of my new feature information. but I'm just going to type in something along the lines of ICAP lesson. Instructions aren't important for right now. You can put instructions in there if you want. I'm not going to grade this. The due date for all this, just to be consistent, I believe we set as May 1st. And I'm going to make a topic. So instead of creating a topic up front, I'm going to create it within the assignment. And for that topic, I'm going to just say something along the lines of lesson. And I'm going to go to my Google Drive and pick out all of the documents. Now, I do have some documents that kind of pop up for me just because of my work, but when I see copy of 4th grade, copy of 4th goal, that sort of thing, I'm going to insert those. So the perseverance was first. I'm going to add that. I'm going to type control before I click, and that'll select another document as well in my last document, so I don't need to do this multiple times. So when I add that, you can see at the bottom, I have all of these. You don't want students only to view. You want to make a copy for each student. So you can see I'm clicking on the upside down triangle, making a copy for each student. And so what's going to happen here before I click assign is that I'm creating an ungraded assignment due May 1st, 2020. It's our ICAP lesson. These 3 documents are going to be pushed to all the students that will join this class, and they will complete those documents in class. I'm going to go ahead and click assign. All right. I need to go back to my lesson, and I need to copy this link. I could also just click on the link and then copy the link here. But if I click the link and then this duplicate icon, that will do the same thing for me. That's the survey that I need to input into Google Classroom. So I'm going to create another assignment. I'm going to title it. I'm going to do much the same as I did before. I'm going to put the due date as appropriate. This time I'm going to create a different topic to separate it. And this is a link. So it's not through Google Drive, it's through the link. I'm going to add that link. Notice there is no section where we're saying go ahead and create a copy for each student, because every student goes to the same form. Their entries will be filled out in a spreadsheet behind the scenes, so they don't get a unique survey. So again, I've got the survey in a separate topic. It's the form link here. I'm going to assign that. And so every student, once they are populating your class, they'll see the survey and the lesson. I actually probably want the survey below the lesson, so I'm just going to drag and drop. That's a feature that Google just recently added. So they do the lesson first. Everybody gets a copy of each of these documents. They do that part of the lesson, and then they do the survey afterward, and everything should be good to go.